Hey everyone, it's Sierra. I'm back with another 5-minute voice lesson, and today, as per your request, we're going to talk a little bit about vocal registers. So this is kind of complicated and it can be tricky to break it down in only 5 minutes. So I'm going to give you a very basic understanding of what vocal registers are, but it's something that you kind of want to go a little more in depth with your own teacher, or you can even message me privately, set up a chat, and we can talk about it in a little more detail. So basically, I'm just going to be looking over here occasionally to just double check some of my notes. But basically, when you're talking about vocal registers, it's not the same thing as your range, but they're connected. So when we're talking about range, we're talking about like how low you can sing, the lowest note you can sing, versus how high you can sing, the highest note that you can sing. And within that range, there are different registers. They tend to start with your chest voice. Actually, no, I lied. We'll start with your vocal fry. So I like to think of vocal frying as like the equivalent of like a trumpet's pedal tones. You hear vocal frying a lot, it's that sound that your vocal folds can produce. And so vocal fry, I would say most classical teachers would consider it not safe to use because of the way that your vocal folds are rubbing together, and that can over time create damage. But I have seen some contemporary teachers, especially those who teach rock and metal and those kinds of styles, use a vocal fry as a warm-up for working on screaming. We can talk about that in another video. Actually, let me know in the comments if there is like a topic that you want me to do a quick 5-minute lesson on, and I will. And so then following there is your chest voice. And now men, their chest voice is pretty well the voice that they speak in. For women, we speak in both our chest voice and kind of like a mixture of our chest voice, as our voices can go higher. So if you've ever had a teacher say, sing as one speaks, that's where your chest voice is. If I say, stop, and then I sing, stop, that's in my chest. And it's called my chest voice because I can feel all the resonance of the vibrations, mostly in my chest. So following your chest voice, which can be considered your natural voice, is your middle register, which we kind of consider, should I lie? No. Okay, that's true. Your middle register, and your middle register also has something called your zona di passagio. And so your passagio is basically just the break in your voice. And between each of these registers will be a primary and a secondary break, passage in your voice. And so your middle voice is what you use with your mixed voice. So there is a blend of resonance happening in all the different cavities of space that you have in your head, around your sinuses, etc., and your chest voice. So chest voice was stop, mixed voice, stop. Now, just for the comfort of my own range, I sang that a little bit higher, but I could have sung that in my mixed voice. Stop. It just doesn't really feel, it feels a little forced for me to sing that down there. And so your middle register, you can work through that register so you have a very smooth transition between the breaks or the passages in your voice. So then I started to use my mixed voice. Following your mixed voice, there is a big debate between what is a falsetto and what is a head voice. So my training has been that only men have a falsetto, and your male falsetto voice is when you hear those male singers that are singing very high and soft. It's kind of I would almost say it's very similar to a whistle range, which is that like Mariah Carey stuff. And your head voice is the voice that mostly classical singers use all the time, and it's a voice where your resonance is, the vast majority of it is in here. So instead of hello from the other side, singing, hello from the other side. You can hear it's a very different sound. You can use your head voice. You can strengthen your head voice. And men do sing with their head voice, especially. My go-to example is always Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin. I can use my head voice in that way as well. It doesn't always have to be light and soft. But again, all of these registers, it's not helpful to think of them as static registers. Think of it all as a gradual continuum. You know, sometimes you'll use a chest dominant blend, sometimes you'll use a head dominant blend, and you're always moving continuously through your range to find whatever works the best for you. So that is different registers in a nutshell. Thanks very much for watching my 5-minute voice lesson. Let me know in the comments what you think, or if you have any other topics you want me to talk about, and I will see you next time.